Hello, my beautiful people of Earth. Um, I wish I could make this one of those proper YouTube videos like this, but fortunately, I have no notes for this one, so strap in. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about along this theme. I did think about it for a bit, and I was unfortunately recreating that miserable scene in the movie Carnal Knowledge. Um, I actually called Jules Pfeiffer once to talk to him about being in a book I was writing, and I wanted to kind of like it had some themes that were similar to Carnal Knowledge, and this scene too. There's a scene near the end where Jack Nicholson is just grotesquely showing a slideshow of all the women he's been with and saying horrible things about them, and Jules is kind of gross too, but the film is gross. It's just it's a good film, but it's gross. Anyway, I'm not going to do that. Though I do talk about a lot of my relationships in the book, and they weren't all positive. You're going to have to hear those stories by buying the book, though. Um, but I do think I want to talk about a couple things from the past because, you don't get to middle age and still need to date unless you've made some horrible mistakes or, life just did what it does, you know. Okay, so well, I don't know. I've gone on and on and on about my early bio stuff and miserable childhood and stuff, but like, I never really saw, a lot of us have this experience, even if you had a nice childhood, but I never saw a happy couple. Like, every single one of the adults that took care of me was just miserable in their relationship, just miserable. I think my own parents really liked each other and got along, and it was a blast, and it's probably half the reason it was so traumatic. Like, I went from supersonic to crap. But I remember, you know, growing up, not having a single thought about having a relationship or getting married or doing any. And it wasn't like some kind of stereotypical gender thing. It was just, still a sensitive, romantic kid. But that's another issue. I was born with a penis. Uh, and now that our culture is finally being more sensitive to individual identity needs and stuff, thank God, I identify as non-binary, but I still have the incredibly boring penis, and I didn't find out it was boring until it was way too late. I think it takes like 40 or 50 disappointed women or men or whoever you enjoy disappointing to find out that kind of information. But I've never, I think I consciously left the fraternity of men a long time ago, and I don't really like them much. I understand them very well. I am one. I present as one, and I have a lot of the problems they have. But for the most part, in the Jungian sense, where the masculine and feminine absolutely do not refer to men and women, but to behavioral traits, I vastly prefer one. I consider the other literally evil, the source of all problems on Earth, also the source of a lot of solutions, but like gasoline and any other super dangerous fuel, it needs to be regulated and treated very carefully. I'm sure if you've been watching for a while or know Leopold and Brink, that's kind of the main theme in all my work. Okay, a regulated masculine or a modulated masculine. Anyway, I'm to elaborate on the disappointing women thing. I'm attracted to women, to to feminine women, but heterosexual feminine women tend not to be bisexual, and so when they pick up on how not manly I am, they're out usually. Okay, so that being said, even though I've had a lot of long relationships, I've never I've never had a good one. I've never been loved like that. And if you watch the bucket list one, the serious bucket list one, I haven't even had a date for almost 7 years. That was mental health stuff. That was me being protective. But I've done a lot of healing, a lot of growing since then, and I really wanted to date again. And then I got brain cancer. So that was like, oh, this is a weird situation being 54 and dying very soon to kind of soon. All right, so again, this isn't one of those how-to videos, but what I've been doing was like right out of the hospital, I got on dating sites again, and I was obviously very upfront about, hey, I'm brain cancer, man. If that isn't too horrifying, I would like this, this, and this. And, be very clear. Hopefully, be honest on those things. I mean, they're a mess. It's always been a tricky thing, that those dating sites. They're also great, and whatever. Okay, so another problem with dating with a terminal illness is it takes a lot of process where you're at. So that was absolutely stupid of me to do that right out of the hospital. It's probably stupid of me to just do it now, but like, I could die anytime really. So, and the 2017 thing is brutal. So anyway, I'm not, back to that masculine thing. I'm not great at like hooking up or just being kind of going to a bar kind of person. I mean, I've done it and it's can work, but especially now, like I can't even go out late. It's so draining on me. Anyway, what in the fuck am I doing this video for? I guess I wanted to just talk, maybe get some therapy from you guys, because it's been really hard. Like I am chatting with a few people. Some have fallen away, as that happens with everybody. And through this, I've learned like, oh yeah, shit, my needs are very high. Thank God my expectations aren't. And thank God I'm mature enough now to like, communicate mostly like an adult, even though I'm in an absurdly vulnerable place and needy place. So that's pretty much the answer to what it's like dating in middle age and with a terminal illness is close to impossible. You got to find some. Right. So another thing is I've also talked to people that are just utter freaks, like really dangerous, scary people, and then some who are like very interesting, but also like just not in control of themselves. That they're too. They don't know that they're not being honest with themselves at how weird the situation is, and so it makes it super difficult for both of us. And then one who is just. I wrote in some of my profiles, like, I'm not really into masculine energy, period. And then she wrote, like, I'm not very feminine. And I'm like, well, okay, what does that mean? Then we talked, and she was just so aggressive and so masculine that I got really kind of triggered and scared versus just because of stuff in my past. I'm like, please get me out of here. And it was funnier than it was traumatizing, but it was really scary. Anyway, be careful with online dating, regardless of what mental or physical state you're in. But if you're vulnerable like this, be extra careful and be really extra patient, because people are really, they need to process what's going on too. And a lot of people are really caring and beautiful and loving, and they want something too. And it's just a wild, crazy thing to deal with. Again, the age is a whole nother thing, right? There are like over 50 dating sites and blah, blah, blah. And, I don't put the range too insane on my thing. But even though my parents were 30 years apart. All right, I've gone on and on. I have no idea what I've been showing here. I hope it's funny or something. But still trying. Still sad. I'm still lonely. So, wish me luck. Love you all. Take care of yourselves and other people as much as you can. And anybody that's got a spare dog over 40 pounds, please send them my way immediately. I'll talk to you next time.